Shalom, Mashpaka. I'm going to go ahead and start the video.
I want Jesus to walk with me when I'm on my lonesome journey. Lord, I want Jesus. I want Jesus to walk with me. Well, I die at the day now for tell Huna something about my ancestor them. I can feel his presence day at the day with me now, because I know it'll watch over me. I grew up not knowing where I came from, or how I got here, and why am I being treated as less than a human. You know, our grandmother said, now the buckle children go there. And don't look buckle in the eye. So I can't go over there no for play with them buckle them. We knew that the whites were different, but we didn't really know why. So it was just another day in the life of a little Gullah girl. To walk with me. And they been ya on these hallowed and sacred grounds. On this place we call Edisto Island, where I grew up. Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom.
Mashpaka. Now, I'm going to be talking to y'all today about race, Mashpaka again. But this time, I'm finna go into some more detail about some of the things that we as a people, our history. And today, I'm going to be talking to you about Florida. I'm going to be talking to you about Florida. Florida back then was called Claycut. Mashpaka. Back then, Florida was called Claycut. And a general from the Confederacy, it was named after him. So after the Confederacy, then it was named, I'm thinking about Polk County, my bad. That's Claycut, that's Polk County, but that's still Florida. But we got a part up there in Florida they call Tallahassee. I was informed by a sister that Tallahassee is an Arabian word. All right. Now, I got some information that I want to share with you. Mind? Let me stop this and share this information with you, fam. All right. So, first of all, let's figure out who is the one that decide the names on the maps. All right. Who is the one that decide the names on your maps, fam? All right, I got something for you. So let me post this down real quick while I'm taking care of this. All right. So this is the people right here that decide the names on the map. And as you can see, and one your granddaddy and the one your grandmama. You see these guys here? All of them do not look like you. I showed y'all the other day that the Masoretes, they decided what was going to be written down in your Bible and how it was going to be written. But now we're looking at who decided the name on the map. It say right here, the 33 founders of the National Geographic Society first met at the Cosmos Club in Washington, that means nation, in a Greek Cosmos Club in Washington, D.C. on January 13, 1888. This 1963 painting depicts them signing the new organization's character. So, January 13, 1888. This 1963 painting depicts them signing the new organization character. For four of these of the United States Board of Geographic Names, BGN, in 1890. Painting by Stanley Meltz off Nat Geo Image Collection. All right. And right here, as you can see, this is a United States document right here. It is verified by the government of the United States of America. And what I'm going to say to you is going to match up and line up with reality, family. Okay? Who decide what names go on the map? For 125 years, a group you've never heard of has been helping create a common language for the world's place names. All right? There are many people that like to blame us and try to belittle us and shame us into not speaking about what's going on as a people. Shalom, True Self K, Free DRC. I'll be with y'all in a few minutes, all right? I'm just reading this right here, and then I'm going to come back in the comment section with you. It say, who decide what name go on the map? Now, it say, would a place by any other name smell as sweet as maybe, but how would you find it on a map? The U.S. Board on Geographic Names, BGN, has spent the past 125 years making sure that's not an issue. So 125 years they've been doing this work. And I'm going to show you how far back it go in Florida. All right? Has spent the past 125 years making sure that that's not an issue by standardizing place names on government maps. It eliminates problems that arise from inconsistencies and redundancies, a boon to map makers and map readers alike. All right. So nobody can say that Negroes set up the changing of everybody's names, like they've been trying to say a whole lot of different stuff. All right. As the BGN celebrates its so we see that this is a United States office, and they started 125 years ago, family. What it is, the BGN comprises members from 6 federal departments on the Central Intelligence Agency. If you want to read the fullness of this, I linked it under the video. And I would advise for you, after I'm done with this video, to go and check all of the sources that I share in the video. The BGN comprises members from 6 federal departments in the Central Intelligence Agency, the Government Publishing Office, the Library of Congress, the U.S. Postal Service. It rules on hundreds of naming decisions. That means they're the top in charge. They in charge each year and maintains geographical database available at GeoNames, USGS Gov. containing more than 2 million domestic records and over 11 million records for foreign names. As I stated to y'all before, they said that the name at the top of Florida was Tallahassee. All right. The BGN doesn't decide what a place is called. It responds to proposals from federal agencies, state, local, and tribal governments, and the public. But, says Chairman Douglas Caldwell, its essential purpose is always the same: clarity and consistency. Names help us understand the world, says Caldwell. And geospatial analysts at the U.S. and they had came out, I believe it was about 2 years ago, and they was apologizing, saying that they realized that it was a lot of bias going on, even with the continent, what everybody called the motherland, the continent, where your motherlands are. Uh, they said they realized there was biases, and they released a video of Shohar Abar people, or there was Hamitic people dancing in Yerushalayim before 1940, before that war that went off over there. But anyway, let me continue reading. And they're a reflection of federal government policy. So what they do is a reflection of government policy. All right. To communicate clearly and unambiguously, standardization of place names and spelling and applications is necessary. Hold on, family. Somebody calling me. It might be my wife. I'll be right back. Hold on, Mashpaka. My wife is here, and she just want to tell me something. Shalom, a heart tried in the fire. It's good to see you too. I'm gonna play some music for y'all in the background or something. I'll maybe play that Gullah Geechee film for y'all, and I'm gonna speak with my wife real quick, family. So I'll be right back, all right? And remember, we stop right here on this page right here. Please don't leave. Be encouraged to stay, family. All right, I'm back, family. I'm sorry for that, and I didn't turn on the audio, but this wasn't the major purpose of it, and I don't want no copyright strike. I put the disclaimer down there, and I don't want to play too much of their video and audio and stuff, so I had to change it up a little bit. But I'm finna go back to reading what I was reading, fam. I'm sorry for that. I know I could have turned on the audio for y'all, but that actually was beneficial, worked out for the good. But I'm going back to this. This is the BGN. It says does not decide the places. Okay, we read that. And it says they're a reflection of a federal government policy communicating clearly and ambiguously standardization of place name spellings and applications is necessary. All right, and they got more down here, and you'll see the boat or whatever, and it's talking about the names on maps and stuff. So now let me go ahead and let me go to color and racism. All right. This is called color and racism. Let me pause the other video real quick, because I'll let them finish it off, Yahweh willing. But we're going to go to color and racism. All right. Let me put one of y'all up on the screen. I think that'll be to show y'all that. Hold on. Go back to color and racism. And I'm going to come back on the screen real quick. Put one of y'all up there. True Self K, let me go ahead and give y'all proper salute. I don't want to do it sideways. All right, I want to say shalom to you, True Self K, Free DRC, CD. Shalom to you out. Mashpaka, I don't know if you're a sister or a brother, but I'm just going to say shalom to you, Mashpaka. Shalom, Heart Tried in Fire. Shalom, Mashpaka. Good to see you today. All right. Aman. And let me go over here, family, and just know I'm looking at y'all in the comments. So whatever questions that y'all have, I could try to answer them. All right. So color line or whatever statements y'all want to make. And then I drop the link and then y'all can come in if y'all want to. If not, it's y'all decision. All right. But first, let me get this heading out of the way. All right. Color line, racism. And this right here is taken out of the Encyclopedia. So I have these linked down at the bottom as well. All right. The term color line was originally used as a reference to the racial segregation that existed in the United States after the abolition slavery. So it say right here, the term color line was originally used as a reference to the racial segregation that existed in the United States after the abolition of slavery. This will go on to cause a lot of confusion inside of the hearts and minds of people when you're trying to go back to the original origins of people. I see you, True Self K, Ahoti. Shalom to you, a heart of tried and fire. Okay, and let me add you, heart tried and fire. I seen you here before. I'm gonna add you as a moderator as well. All right. Phrase gained fame after W.E.B. Du Bois repeated use of it in his 1903 book, The Souls of Black Folk. Now that's before the W.E. Du Bois that y'all see online right now. So this is a W.E. Du Bois. It might be his kinfolk. In 1903, that's a long time ago. And I don't think that brother is that old. All right. The phrase sees current usage as a reference to modern racial discrimination in the United States and legalized segregation after the abolition of slavery and the civil rights movement. All right, the color line, and this is how y'all got the name black, and this is how they got the name white, and in Spanish they call it negro and blanco. All right, and in Phoenician Hebrew they call it laban wa shahar. And with the Nakud they call it Laban. I think it's Va or of yeah Va Shakur. All right, and that last name sound very familiar, don't it? Shakur. All right, and it says origins. It is difficult to find an exact origin of the phrase the color line. However, the phrase appeared frequently in newspapers during the Reconstruction era. All right, and we'll see what year that was. The Reconstruction era was a period in the United States history following the American Civil War, dominated by the legal, social, and political challenges of abolitioning slavery, and reintegrating the former Confederate States of America into the United States. All right. With specific reference to the division between blacks and whites. Now there we go. Blacks and whites. No longer called by the origin of their people, but a lot of people would twist it in some kind of strange way and make everybody think that this is who we were, but this is not who we were. These black and white things, they came from slavery. The origin and the nativity of you being a black and a white person came out of the United States slavery in the colonies throughout the world. Negroes would be the burden bearers, the heavy load carriers, all of the labor of all the nations would be on their necks. All right, blacks and whites. For example, the July 7, 1869 issue of the Richmond, Virginia Dispatch described a color line running between the candidates for governor. Excuse me. Most uses of the term in 1870s were in newspapers from former slave states and dealt with elections. A search of newspaper.com indicates the phrase appeared in newspapers with increasing frequency from 1873. This is the Encyclopedia. So if you ever had a volumes of Encyclopedia, reading this, you would read this inside of the Encyclopedia if they had it printed in the book. But this is the same company. It's the same people. They print this in books. All right, these I had a volume of those books. My mom had a whole bunch of them. Early usage include in 1871 addresses as part of an anniversary celebration of the New England Society. All that event, General Horace Porter refers to the color line as being the result of being in battle alongside black troops in Virginia, which his audience found humorous. The term occurs several times in testimony during the United States inquiry into the Mississippi election of 1875. J.W. Lee, previously mayor of Burden, Mississippi, and you remember who, make sure that the names I just read to you about them, and Sheriff Monroe County, in the same state identified the policy of Democrats as the color line policy. In 1881, Frederick Douglass published an article with that title in the North American Review. He likened the color line to, so we have witnesses here saying that this is where this all came from. Liken the color line to disease of moral. Listen at what Elder Frederick Douglass said now. Line to disease of morality, and gives 7 propositions against it. So it was not a positive thing. The reason why they named them this. When you pull up a when weeds are growing up, when weeds are growing up in the garden, it is still a weed. And if you didn't pull it up by the root of the weed, then it's going to still be there as a weed. At the first Pan-African Conference in London in July 1900, I did not attend it because I was not there. So whatever and we're gonna see, you might a lot of things that I learned, I didn't read in no book. I learned it by watching my grandmother, by experience, and a lot of things I learned by reading in books. So our experiences is not learned by only reading in a book. Our experiences are learned by hands-on activity. The delegate and also reading in books give you an accurate understanding of the clarity of the information that is being proposed before you. The delegates adopted in an address to the nations of the world, drafted by W. Boyce, into which he was a signatory, that contained the sentence. So people in these modern days did not create history. History are events that happen during the times of people on this earth, and we call that generations of people on the earth. The problem of 20th century is the problem of the color line. Now watch. Now listen at what W, and I haven't read this yet, so this is fresh to me. If it's fresh to some of y'all, used by W.E.B. Du Bois. Du Bois introduced the concept of the color line in his 1899. So look, we see this. He introduced this concept in his 1899 work, The Philadelphia Negro. Look at this now, the Philadelphia Negro. When discussing social interactions between the black and the white inhabitants of Philadelphia, why did he say Negro? In all works of life, the Negro is liable to meet some objections to his presence or some discourteous treatment, and the ties of friendship or moral seldom are strong enough to hold across the color line. W. Boyce goes on to illustrate this by discussing various social contexts in which the black American is faced with social dilemmas to whether or not to enter white dominated spaces. To not enter is to be blamed for indifference, but to do so means he is liable to have his feelings hurt and get into unpleasant altercation, which means if you come at somebody sideways, they might pop off on you and go in on you. Shalom, Sister Private C. I mean, the professor, lovely lady. We got a professor. Like Tyler Perry say, professor in the building. Sister, lovely lady. All right. Now let's go over here to racism in Spain. Remember, we stopped off at the Philadelphia Negro. All right. And Mashpaka, if any of y'all can you please write this in the chat, because I could try to pin mark it. But remember, we stopped off at the Philadelphia Negro. All right. And I can't move it without moving it off the thing. So if I forget, somebody in the chat, please help me remember. All right. Because my memory, I'm like y'all, I forget stuff. All right. So let's go to racism in Spain. All right. What does all this got to do with anything, Mashpaka? Do you remember I said to you the history of Florida? Okay, here we go. Racism in Spain can be traced back to any historical era, to any, and that word, that any right there, you see that? Any historical era. The history of Spain dates to contact between the pre-Roman people of the Mediterranean coast of the Iberian Peninsula, made with Greeks and Canaanites, what they used to call us, during classical antiquity. So, listen, who was Rome dealing with? Was they dealing with Canaanites, Phoenicians? They have Phoenician Abar. That's the ancient Hebrew that Masha and them spoke. Masha, wa Aharon, Mariam, Yahabashai, all of them spoke what they call today Phoenician. Phoenician is a Greek term, for the is a Greek term for Canaan. Okay? During classical antiquity, the peninsula was the site of multiple successive colonization of Greeks. All right. Thank you, Sister Professor Lovely Lady. So you see here, the Romans set up a colony after the Greeks. You see that? They're telling you right here. Pre-Roman people of Mediterranean coast. Pre-history of Spain dates to contact between the pre-Roman peoples of the Mediterranean coast of the Iberian Peninsula, made with the Greeks, the Phoenicians. During classical antiquity, what the peninsula was the site of multiple successive colonizations of Greeks. All right. During which social, economic, and political conflicts have efficiently been justified by racial differences. Remember what race is: class, racial differences, the appearance of you, be it the form of racism as an ideology, ide, I know how to say that word, ideology, ide, ideolo, ideology. I can't remember how to speak it. I used to have problems with that in school. All right. Ideology. Ideology. Ideo, ideologic. Is a belief of philosophies attributed to a person or a group of persons, especially those held for reasons that are not purely epistemic, in which particular practical elements are as prominent or theoretical ones, formerly applied primarily to economic and political or religious theories and policies. So these are all of the purposes on why they had these differences. All right. All right. Where we at? Oh, or in the form of racism as simple attitudes or behaviors towards those who are perceived as being different. Those who are different, not perceived as if in a delusional uh state, but they because it's if more than one person see the same delusion, according to science, it is not a delusion. It is a fact. That's why when you have one or more, if you have more than one witness, it is supposed to be a more stronger case. All right. So there are differences. There were differences. Those who are perceived as being different more common than racism, pure per se, are the altitudes linked to xenophobia. Look at here. Now, have they said that a lot of us are xenophobic? Let us read the definition of xenophobia. Is or the fear or dislike of anything which is perceived as being foreign or strange. It is an expression which is based on a perception that a conflict exists. When they say perception in when trying to play mind gymnastics on you, they're saying that what you saw on the video, if the popo had popped off 90 rounds inside of somebody's car, they're saying that that is your perception of what you just saw instead of the evidence of what two witnesses on your body or two or four witnesses on your body heard and saw. And if there's more of you that saw it, they still say that you are being xenophobic based on the perception that a conflict exists between an and in a group. So they say that a xenophobia means that it is your perception that a conflict exists between and in a group and out a group. And it may manifest itself in suspicion of one group's activity by members of another group. But this right here is substantiated, historically documented uh, uh, things that happened during history. And it is also formed in the government. Let me read what you said, sister. For those watching or maybe watching the replay, kindly up the. Thank you, sister. I appreciate that. Shalom, privacy, or is it privacy? Shalom. And I found out our sister got an accent, y'all. Sister privacy, you don't need to be shy to speak, sister. All right. All of us got an accent. All right. Privacy. Oh, okay, I got it. So I had it right the first time, huh? All right. The sister said her name is Privacy. All right. Thank you again for coming, family. I'm gonna go ahead and continue reading. All right. Xenophobia, nationalism, and if you get confused or forget anything in the past of what I said on this video, when this video is over, feel free and don't feel ashamed because I have to do the same thing. If this is your problem, rewind it back. If you start doubting reality, doubting what you heard, rewind it back and listen to it again. And they have a feature on YouTube where you can actually slow it down, and I'll actually start talking like one of them real deep voice things, and you can hear me say it if you have to do that for yourself. Don't feel ashamed to get this and understand this, and put in as much effort as you can to understand what's been going on, because I have to do the same thing. Nationalism is an ideal and movement that holds that the nation should be congruent with the state. Nationalism is an idea and movement that holds that the nation should be congruent with the state as a movement. Excuse me. It is presupposed that existence intends to promote the interests of particular nation, especially with the aim of gaining and maintaining its sovereignty, self-governance over its perceived. So let us read right here real slow, family. It is proposed the existence and tends to promote the entrance of a particular nation, especially with the aim of gaining and maintaining its sovereignty, self-governance over its perceived, and I don't want to go into that because I leave off this page. So if you want to read any further into that, I left the links in there, and like I said, once I get off of here, that's when I want y'all to go in and check it out. All right, so it's promote the interests of a particular nation. Have y'all noticed that when we brought up our stuff, they ignored all of our pleas, all of our proposals, everything that we have done to try to get their attention? They have actually belittled us in many ways, just like Frederick Douglass and many of them said that they would do. All right. Or was that Elder W.D. E.B. Du Bois that said that? So we'll have to go back to that. But for now, let's go here. It says nationalism, especially the Spanish, right here. Do you see the Negroes right there? So where's your representation? Do you see any Spanish Negroes? So that's why the Spanish Negroes were saying that they don't have any representation. These people are representing themselves for their interests. There was a recent issue that happened in Africa. I mean, not Africa, but in Jamaica, but possibly in Africa too. In Jamaica, that the European people set up their stands and stuff, and the other people's stuff, the natives of the country, their stuff it was all ran down, unbuilt and all that. And they built up their station over there as an economic power force inside of Jamaica. Okay. Well, all of the people that traveled to Jamaica, they started saying they don't want to hear the Jamaican music, this, that, and the other, da 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 da, and all that. And they was pushing the Jamaicans even further back into poverty, placing their business interests in another person's country, all right, or another person's place where they were lodging on the planet, all right. Just want to be isolated and not bothered with colonism and with oppression. But they come, and this is oppression right here. If you can see this, they set up shop in Spain, all right. So the ones that get the major representation is not the Negroes that's in Spain. They don't get their proper representation, but those people get the proper representation. Now, as we clearly saw in the beginning of this, that this is not a figment of the imagination of anyone on the earth that understands that somebody looks different from them. And because of the differences of your looks, when you do the mathematics, we see that there are certain people that are not treated the same as other people are. All right. The Catalana and the Bazaque ones, as well as a religious and linguistic cultural hatred. And in this, they are telling the truth. Now look at these Negroes and look at this Negro during integration. One of our sisters, which is an elder now, during segregation. My daddy was one of the children that was being integrated in the school, and they lied on my daddy and said that he stole a Christmas present, which he did not. But they was trying to integrate inside of the school because they wasn't getting no education, proper education in the schools where they were. And hey, and Elder Martin Luther King said that he made a mistake, he made an error, and he integrated his people inside of a burning building. So if they're gonna agree with this last words that Elder Martin Luther King said before his being murdered, I don't know. It says hatred or hate is an intense negative emotion. Now, an emotion is invisible, but you can see the emotion when it is put to action. And look in these people's faces. Is this an imagination of a person being hazed? Is this do we see how Hamashiach was put the crown of thorns on his head to mock him? Look at the look on her face, the woman and behind her. While this sister had her head turned, look at the hatred. So this is not based on a delusion. Look at this. Towards certain people. And who is these certain people? Because when you say who the person is, some people get inside of their feelings. So the writer of this encyclopedia, uh, uh, when they jotted down these historical things, you see here that they are referring to this person in a certain way. So in different languages, there are different ways on how you communicate with people. And it shows you also, if you can look inside of the language, you can see the state. You could kind of glimpse inside of the state of the people. Why are they saying certain people? It is to allow people to have the ability to listen long enough before they react, before they close their mind. And that's what a person that wants you to understand what's going on would do. They would give you subtle sayings to allow you to see the importance of the situation before you make a prejudgment of what is really being brought out, usually related to the opposition of revulsion towards something. Hatred is often associated with intense feeling of anger, contempt, and disgust. Hatred is sometimes seen, all right? The descendants of, look at this, the Jewish people, all right, all right, all right, and the Muslims, Mudjar, were Muslims who remained in Iberia. Remember where Iberia is, Mashbaka, in the late medieval period, following the Christian conquest. Following the Christian conquest, they send out missionaries. It is also a term of Midjar art, which was much influenced by Islamic art, but produced typically by Christian craftsmen for Christian patrons. Muslims were targeted the most. Muslims were targeted the most. Muslims were targeted the most. So there were some Moors who were Catholics, who had already began to be Catholics, and there were some Moors who were not Catholics. The ones who were Christianized were called Moriscos. The ones who weren't Christianized were called Moors or Muslims. They were not Muslims like we would believe, because the Quran was copied off of Yahweh Da Yasharal. It was copied off of all of the 12 tribes. So the Muslims, the Ishmaelites in them, they studied Yahweh Da. All right. So the dress wear that our sisters wore on their head, and the Muslims and Yahweh lived at peace with one another, which means the Negroes, as they state right now, you can look it up right now, and there are some Muslims with a different complexion from us that give out their testimonies and say, and also there is a Shalkar Yashmalite that gives out his statement, and they say that the Muslims and Yahweh lived at peace with each other for centuries, like they say. So their cultural dress wear, they wear they veils over their head, what they call hijabs, and head coverings. The brothers wore their garments. It was a part of their heritage. But when you say your heritage with a colonized mind, you would say, what that's not important. What is more important is for us to just wear these westernized clothes, forget everything about who we were, and just say and go back to the phrase and say, you are a black. They won't tell you who you really are. They'll say you are black. These things did not come from our people. Remember, I'm going to show you again. When was you first called blacks? But go back here again. Look at this. During this time, during your captivity, and people getting their feelings, and instead of receiving knowledge and truth, They reject it because it make them feel sad or feel angry or whatever kind of feeling that they say that they feel. And I left these things down there for y'all, and y'all can look into them yourself and see. All right. During the Spanish Inquisition, the descendants of Yahweh Da and Muslims were targeted the most. So whether you was a Christian already, or rather if you was not a Christian, whether if you received a Christian religion, which the root of Christian religion is not from Yahweh Shai. It comes from the Roman Catholic Church. They did not call themselves Christians. Hakwahal, the temples, the followers of the way. That's what they called themselves. They did not call themselves Christian. In English, Christian is not how you say followers of the way. That is not even a transliteration of followers of the way. Christian comes from Cretan regular. It is not rooted in the meaning that is used today. Those meanings are put up for historical context only. And why I'm saying what I'm saying. So while I'm reading this, you can go and do your research on the origins of the name Christian. Now let me get back to the reading. Were targeted the most. Were targeted the most. So how could they target these people the most if they all look the same? Why was they called? Why now we get out of saying Negroes, and now we saying these people who were called Yahweh and Muslims were targeted the most. Who assisted in capturing you so that you can know the difference in who is who? The policy was called limpieza de sangre, blood cleansing. So listen, they Christian movement was for blood cleansing, not for saving your soul from hell. Even after a ew, because back then they didn't call them Jew. If they said anything in old English, it's ew. Or a Muslim, Mawalad, an Arab, or a Berber. So this is what they called the people. Converted to Christianity. The contemporary Spanish authority, contemporary, like you got contemporary music, the contemporary authorities, not the religious ones. They were contemporary church. Referred to them as their descendants as new Christians. So, why was they not considered as Christians until they received this blood cleansing? Because you got dirty blood inside of you. And as a result, they didn't want to dirty up their bloodlines. See? So you had to be cleansed because your blood was dirty, filthy blood. Filthy people with a filthy bloodline. This is what they saying. Your bloodline is filthy. Who did they say had a filthy bloodline? The Israelites, the Yahweh, because they are the ones that told Rome to put Hamashiach to death. So the Christians was coming at them. Why is it in the scripture it says that to be called a Christian was an insult to the apostle Shawal and the disciples? And as a result, they were the targets of popular and institutional discrimination. And they were also the targets of suspicion by the Spanish Inquisition. New Cretans of Muslim heritage, Muslim is a religion, Christianity is a religion. It is not an inheritance. Muslim is the beliefs system. Christian is a religion. One say they're Christian, one say they're Muslim, and they both say they're not kinfolk. But you were all from the same rut. Christians and Muslims. Heritage were referred to as mariscos, meaning more like. Those of Yahweh heritage were termed conversos. Converts, mariscos, means more like. Those who were of Yahweh heritage were termed conversos. So there was more like who? The religion of the people that brought this ideological ideologically if these are Yahweh and they saying that these people are more like Christos by looking like them in attitude and in as they leaders. This is the root of this. And until we deal with this root, if I say I am a Mormon because I open up a new Mormon church, if I open up a new church after I enslaved millions of people, and I call it enslavos, and I change the meaning in me and make it say it means beautiful ones, and I make it enslavos, enslavotor, and I put all of them children on the boat after I kill their ancestors, their mama and daddy, and bring them on the boat, and then say I am converting you to enslavos religion, and now you are pure people. And your mother and your father knew who Yahweh was. Look at it. It says Yah. That Yahweh knew Yah. Did Hamashiach bust people upside their head with a club if they rejected him? Did he force their ancestors on the ship? Did he ravish their mothers when they refused to receive him? And if he did those things, they had a right to reject him as their Hamashiach, because he's not a Hamashiach. He's an evil, wicked person. If he does that, after Reconquista and Magyar individual Moors who remained in Iberia after the Christian Reconquista, but were not converted to Christianity, remained in Spain as practicing Muslims and Salpar, Sephardic Yahweh were required to convert to Catholicism or leave the country in 1492. So what was the Sephardim doing in 1492? Or to leave the country in 1492. Attitudes towards Moriscos varied in different regions, but they were never the main targets of the Inquisition. The Moriscos means Christians, the converts. Very in different regions, but they were Granada rebelled. Granada rebelled. The King of Spain ordered the expulsion of the Moriscos from Spain, which was successful. which was successful. It didn't say it was unsuccessful, which was successful, implemented in the eastern region of Valencia, and was less successful implemented in the rest of Spain. While medieval persecutions of Yahweh and Muslims were aimed at converting or eliminating non-Moriscos Christians. Empeza de Sangre was linked to the ancestry of the new Christians, regardless of their favor of their lack of it. And if you keep on reading in there, you're going to see that Christians also were enslaved. All right. So now I want you to go to Rome, to the book of Romans. And I'm going to share it with you on the screen, Mashpaka. Here's the book of Romans right here. Chittim 15:24. Remember who the Romans is. Portugal and Spain. Romans 15:24. Whensoever I take my journey to Spain, I will come to who? You. For I trust to see who was this rebellion. What is this going on? Who is these people who already believed in Hamashiach, who were being made by force? Did Shawal go over there and bust them side the head to the white meat show? What does it say they did to Paul? Why did they kill Paul? Why did the colonizers allow them to murder Paul? Why did they allow them to murder Abana, Peter? Why did they allow them to murder Yakanan? Why did they allow them to burn them in fires? Huh. Think about it. Torments, tortures, torturing chambers. Whosoever I take my journey into Spain, very bold brother, I will come to you, for I trust to see you in my journeys and to be brought on my way thereward by you, if first I be somewhat filled with your company. Now, who was the apostle talking to? So let's go to the full context of 15. Roman, Chittim 15. Why is the apostle Shawal writing to Chittim? Is he writing this to oppressors? Who is he writing to? We then that are strong ought to bear the infirmities of the weak, and not to please ourselves. Let every one of us please his neighbor for his good towards edification. For even Moshiach pleased not himself. Is the apostle Shawal teaching that their blood is unclean? But as it is written, so this is two different religions coming from two different kind of people, as we can clearly see through history. For whatsoever thing that is written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through the patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. Now, Allahayim of patience and consolation grant you to be like-minded, one toward another, according to Mashiach Yahawashai, that ye may be with one mind and one mouth, one paw, glorify Allahayim, even the Father Abba of Yahawashai Hamashiach. Wherefore receive ye one another, as Mashiach also received us, to the Kwabad Allahayim, to the glory of Allahayim. Now I say that Yahushai Hamashiach was a minister of the circumcision. He said that Kepha was a minister of the circumcision as well. Now I say, Yahushai Hamashiach was a minister of the circumcision for the truth of Elohim, to confirm the promises made unto the Abba, unto our fathers, unto the fathers. Who is he talking to? And that the Gawayan might glorify Elohim for his mercy. As it is written, for this cause I will confess to you among the Gawayan, and sing unto thy name. And again he saith, rejoice ye Gawayan with his people. Did they rejoice with his people, or did they rejoice over his people? And again, praise Yahweh, all ye Gawayan, and laud him, all ye people. And again, Yeshaya saith, there shall be a root of Jesse. What did he come for? And he that shall rise to reign over the Gawayan. What did the prophet Yeshaya say? In him shall the Gawayan trust. What did Isaiah say? There shall come a root out of Jesse. For what? We're going to get there. Now, Elohim of hope, fill you with all joy and shalom in believing, that ye may abound in hope through the power of the Ruach HaKodesh, of the Ruach Yahweh, Ruach HaKodesh. And I myself also am persuaded of you, my brethren, that ye also are full of tawab, goodness, filled with all knowledge, able to admonish one another. Nevertheless, brethren, I have written the more boldly unto you, in some sort, as putting you in mind, because of the grace that is given to me of Elohim. Who is he talking to? That I should be a minister of Yahushai Hamashiach. So was he writing to the Gawayan as if they are were the authority? Did Yahushua give the Basara unto the 12 apostles, and one that jumped in headlong in the fire, that was apostatized? Did he give it to Yasharal first? And now, why would the apostle Shawal be writing them in a letter instead of writing the leaders of the circumcision? Why would he be writing this letter to the Gawayan first, to the Gentiles first, and not be writing it to Yahweh first, the leaders that was called niggers in Acts chapter 13, verse 1? I have therefore whereof I may glory through Yahushai Hamashiach in those things which pertain to Elohim. For I will not dare to speak of any of those things which Mashiach have not wrought by me, to make the Gawayan obedient. For I will not dare to speak of any of those things which Mashiach have not wrought by me, to make the Gawayan obedient by Dabar. I'm thinking mean Bamad Dabar. Indeed, by word and deed, through mighty signs and wonders, by the power of the Ruach Elohim, Spirit of Elohim, Ruach Elohim, so that from Yarashalayim and round about Irakonim, Arikum, I have full preached the Basara of Hamashiach. Yeah, so have I strived to preach the Basara, not where Mashiach was named, lest I should build upon another man's foundation. But as it is written, to whom he was not spoken of, they shall see, and they that have not heard shall understand. For which cause also I have been much hindered from coming to you. But now having no more place in these parts, and having a great desire these many years to come unto you. Who was he going to? Whenever I take my journey into Spain, I will come to you, for I trust to see you in my journey. Did he go to Rome that was enslaving people after the temple was destroyed? Or did he go to the people who was in Spain and Portugal that was in Rome, in the Roman province of Spain and Portugal? My way thither by you, if first I be somewhat filled with your company. But now I go unto Yerushalayim to minister unto the set apart. For it hath pleased them of Macedonia and Achaia to make a certain contribution to the poor saints which are in Yerushalayim, to the poor set apart. So he said, I'm going to the set apart in Yerushalayim. It hath pleased them verily. Who is the set apart ones? Who is the saints? The saints are the ones that says, they that lead into captivity must also go into captivity. For this is the hope and the patience of the saints, the set apart ones. So this is the hope of the saints, not of the enslavers. This is the hope of the set apart people. This is the hope of the saints. He that leadeth into captivity must also go into captivity. And he that slays with the sword must also be slain with the sword. For this is the law and the prophets. The law and the prophets. Their duty is also to minister unto them in carnal things. It hath pleased them verily, and their debtors they are. For if the Galileans have been made partakers of their spiritual things, this right here is a possessive noun right here. Their spiritual things, their duty is also to minister unto them in carnal things. He didn't come and say, it have pleased them verily, and their debtors they are, and their debtors they are. For if the Galileans have been made partakers of their spiritual things, their spiritual things. For if the nations have been made partakers of their own spiritual things, their duty is also to minister unto them the carnal things. So the Apostle Shawal is saying that it's not good that they just minister the spiritual things, that belong to them as a people. He didn't say the Gentiles have been made partakers of my spiritual things or our spiritual things or the tribe of Benjamin's spiritual things. He didn't say that. He said their spiritual things, their spiritual things. As the prophet Yeshaya was speaking about what Shawwal was talking about, which is sometimes hard to be understand. When therefore I have performed this, and have sealed to them this fruit, I will come by you into Spain. So the Apostle Shawwal say, first I need to deal with our people and Yerushalayim who are to set apart, and then I come and deal with you. Did Shawwal go and deal with unset apart people that would slay him and or put him in chains on sight? Did the Apostle Paul, was the Apostle Shawwal in them enslaving folk? Or was that another group of people enslaving folk that said that the people who was not according to their religion must be put in fetters and chains? Did the Apostle Shawwal say that there are a lot of inheritance was Spain and Portugal? Or did they say it was Yerushalayim? Did the prophet say that Yerushalayim would be scattered to the four corners of the earth as Abid? Did Isaiah say that it would be Rome scattered as Abid and as all the nations of the north who would use as a sword? Or did he say that the Israelites or that the Negroes who are monkeys would enslave the European people into slavery? Or did it say counterclockwise? When therefore I have performed this and have sealed to them this fruit, I will come by you. When I have closed up to them this fruit, I will come by you into Spain. And I am sure that when I am come unto you, I shall come in the fullness of the baraka of the basara of Hamashiach. Is it good news to you to be a slave and a bed wench and a bed buck? Or is it good news to you to not be no bed wench and a bed buck? Because that's what the Catholic Church was pushing. They apologized for their involvement in slavery. Rome apologized for their role in slavery. And I think they apologized on what they call the 400-year thing. But I'm going to show you how long it's really been going on, Mashpaka. So they apologize for that portion of it. But who going to apologize for the other portion? The blessing of the Basara of Hamashiach. Now I beseech you, if good news no longer is good news, then is bad news good news now? What was the Apostle Shawwal trying to tell the people? If grace is no longer grace, then there is no more. Then if grace is not, if work is no longer work, and if grace is no longer grace, see, there's no changing of the meaning of the words. Either you for Hamashiach, either you come to steal, kill, and destroy, or not. But records show that the Apostle Shawwal did not come stealing and killing and destroying his own people. Banya Yamayan was his daddy, his first father, was mixed with the Shohar Ibar people and with the Kemetic people of Masrim. And all of them who didn't have a Masrim wife, when they came to bury their father Yaaquaba, Canaan thought that that was his brothers going to bury because they looked it like the Masrayam like Canaan, like the one they said that you was when they brought you over here. Canaan under the curse of Ham, as the 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 uh the the Greeks said about you that you are the Canaanites, the Phoenicians. All right. I come unto you. They said that Shawal was a Cushite. Do you know the Cushites are the Kawash, are the sons of Ham, Kawash? When I come unto you, I shall come in the fullness of the Baraka of the Basara of Mashayak. What is the good news of Mashayak? What is the hope of the set apart? Now I beseech you, brethren, for Adonai Yahweh Mashayak's sake, for the ahaba of the rawak is the love of the spirit. What they was practicing, what was the popular thing at that time? To enslave Moriscos, to enslave Moorish people, to enslave the Sephardim. Was this the heart of Hamashiach? Did he come enslaving and whipping and snatching up mamas and doing all the stuff that they did? Now I beseech you, brethren, for Yahweh Shai, Hamashiach's sake, and for the Ahaba of the Rawak, that you strive together with me in your prayers to Allahayim for me. Now, Allahayim give all of us a freedom of will. Every Adam on the earth have a freedom of will. He gave that to Adam. Sometimes when Adam jump out of the alignment of Yahweh's law, that's why there is judgment set. Because when you get out of the alignment of the Torah, then therefore the only thing left for you is judgment. So the purpose of the Torah is for the understanding of what is good, what is tawab, and what is ra. A teacher is there to get you to understand it, but the Torah is written for your learning. That ye scribe together with me and your prayers to Allahayim for me, that I may. Now, why would the Romans pray for the destruction of their iron kingdom? Was that, did they say that was Christos like? If somebody was out there preaching that their kingdom is going to be destroyed and another kingdom is going to come after them called the iron and the clay government, the iron and the clay kingdom, was that wickedness? Was it wicked? Was Daniel a wicked and vile man, full of treachery and deceit and full of xenophobia and all these things, because he revealed to the king Nebuchadnezzar the dream? That I may be delivered from that do not believe in Yahweh, that my service which I have for Yerushalayim may be accepted of the basar of the set apart, that I may come unto you with joy by the will of Allahayim, and may with you be refreshed. Now, Allahayim Shalom be with you all. Amen. Why would he tell the Romans, Allahayim Shalom be with you all? You have hope that one day that Yahweh is going to reestablish you, as the prophet Yeshaya that he was talking about said. Because the scriptures say that they will never rule again after Hamashiach come. So why would he be getting them prepared to rule in the eternal kingdom over the Yahweh, over Yahweh? And if, oh my goodness, Mashpakah, let's meditate on the Basara. Here we go again. Dabarayam. This is a psalm of Masha, who will judge, who will bear witness against people, because Masha spoke of Hamashiach in the judgment. Give ear, O ye Shemayim, and I will speak, and hear, O Arats. Arats. Bamadabar, the words of my pa, of my mouth. My doctrine shall drop as rain. My speech shall distill as the dew. As the small rain upon the tender herb, which means as the small rain upon the very fragile herb, like the sprinkling rain, and as the showers upon the grass, so that it will not destroy the herbs and will not destroy the grass. So the words that Masha wrote was not to destroy Yasharal and make them brown and wither away. But what was it for? Because I will publish Hasham Yahweh. But they put Lord. They did not publish his Sham. Publishing the Sham means writing it down. When you publish a video, you press send and it syncs and it uploads. When you publish a song, that means you released the song. But they did not hold back on the name of Allahayim when the Nabayath, when the prophet Masha had wrote this down, when he sung this song. Ascribe ye greatness unto Allah, which means our Allahayim. When they said to Hamashiach on the tree, he called it for Elijah. He said, Alayah, Alayah. That's how you say Elisha. Alayah, Alayah, Alayah. That is spelled Lamad Yad. Alayah. Because I will publish Hasham Yahweh. Ascribe you greatness unto Alayah. Ascribe ye Allah unto Alayah. Al unto Alayah. He is the rock. He is the rock. You remember the rock? Remember the rock that we read about, I believe, yesterday? He is the rock. His work is perfect. For all his ways are judgment. For all his ways are judgment. A Alahayim of Amath, of truth, and without Ra, without iniquity. Just and right is he. They have corrupted themselves. Their spot is not the spot of Banayam. They are a perverse and crooked generation. What generation? What did Yahushua say the generation of? He said, when he returned, this generation will be like Sodom and Gomorrah. What did he mean by this generation? Who did he say in the prophets was Idama wa Amara? He said that was Yehowadah and Yasharal. They are a perverse and crooked generation. Do you thus requite Yahweh, O foolish people, O foolish people and unwise? What did he say? Has anyone become the counselor of the Rawak Alahayim? Is not he thy father that bought thee? Hath he not made you and established you? Who did he make and establish? Remember the days of old, the days of your nativity. Consider the years of many generations. Ask the Father, and he will show you. What did the prophet Joel say? Joel. When I get off here, read Joel. Ask the Father, and he will show you. The elders, and they will tell you. This is a prophecy. When the Most High, when Al Shaddai divided, Chath, divided the nations. Divided, when we say Nawach, Chath, wall, Chath, divided, not bring them together. Chath, in the beginning, when the Tower of Baba'al was being built, he built a Chath, a dividing wall in between the nations. He did it. Just like he Chath the fish from the horse. When Al Shaddai Chath the Gawayan, their inheritance, he divided the nations their own inheritance. Not everybody devoured them and divided all your inheritance. When he separated Banayam, Adam, the sons of Adam, when he separated, he give you even more clarity here. When he separated Banai Adam, he set the bounds of the isle of the people. He set the bounds of the people, the boundaries, the lands. He said it. Allah said it. Now, a person believing like this could not be the friend of a colonizer. Could they or could they not? When a nation that has this law has to be moved out the way, right or wrong. When he separated Banai Adam, he set the bounds of the isle. According to the number of Banai Yasharal. So he set the bounds of the people according to the number of Banai Yasharal. For Yahweh's portion is his people, not America. So why do so-called Negroes keep calling themselves Negro, which is a name that somebody else put on you, calling yourself American, calling yourself Puerto Rican, whatever you want to call yourself? According to the number of Banai Yasharal, for Yahweh's portion is his people. You are Alahayim's inheritance, not George Washington, not Abraham Lincoln. Ya'aquaba is the lot of his inheritance. Is Yahweh gonna act like Esau, or is he going to be a righteous Alahayim and do what is right? Shalom Ach Moshe, the commentator. He found him in a Sahara Arats, in a desert land, in a Sahara, and a waste, howling wilderness. He fed him about. He instructed Yaaquaba, instructed him. He kept him as an apple of his eye, like the black of an eye. Now, people say, well, that don't mean black because there's nobody really black. Well, the scriptures say the black of his eye. And the black of your eyeball, the natural color of your eyeball is dark brown. But why did the prophet Mashah say the black of his eye? He was saying how dark, the darkness of his eye, because shahar can also mean very dark, or it can mean a dark. It does not always mean the color of a tire outside. You could say shahar hawam if you want to be more specific. When they say Laban, it ain't no such thing as a purely Laban person, Laban or Blanco or a white person. They have some kind of hue in them, but it means that it shows a strong emphasis of no pigment or great pigment, like a lot of pigment. So it say right there, you can see even in the scripture that the black means dark brown. As an eagle stirreth up her nest, fluttereth over her young, spreadeth abroad her wings, taketh them, beareth them on her wings. Good afternoon, I'm on April showers. Beareth her on her wings. So Yahweh alone did lead him. The Gawayan have their inheritance. You are living under oppression and persecution, and others have their ancestors claim you as their inheritance, and then they afforded you not anything. So Yahweh Shai say that they already have their inheritance. Chatayam already got his inheritance. Ham, Magog and them already got their inheritance. Ham and them already got theirs. The other Abar people, which means Eber people, Eber people, because they were named after Eber, Abar, Ivri. The other Eber people already got their inheritance. You have an inheritance, but you are not living in your inheritance. You're living under oppression in somebody else's inheritance, which didn't even belong to the slave master that they brought you to. So Yahweh alone did lead him, and there was no strange Allah with him. He made him. He made him ride on the high places of the Arats. So Ya'aquaba didn't have no strange deity. He didn't have no strange idol that our ancestors divorced Yahweh Shai to get married to when they received Cretan regular. He made him ride on the high places of the Arats. He might eat the increase of the fields. Why was the Muslims and Yahweh getting along so well? And then when they pulled out their edict, then those other people with a different full set of different beliefs than the Apostle Shawwal, who they said was a Ethiopian, then Hamashiach, who they said, I'm gonna say it in modern times, was a dreadhead, and a Hamite, whom Canaan called, he thought that there was his brothers, his blood brothers, who looked it like him. And he made him to suck honey out of the rock and oil out of the flint rock, butter of kine and milk of sheep, with fat of lambs, the rams of bread of Bashan, and the goats with the fats of the kidneys of the wheat. And thou didst drink the pure blood of the grape. But Yasharon waxed fat. Who is this Yasharon? Jasharun waxed fat and kicked Yasharon waxed fat, that thou art grown thick and art covered with fatness. Then he forsook Elohim, which made him, which created him as a nation. Did Ya'aquabah forsake Elohim? All the time you read in the scripture, Father Ya'aquabah did not forsake Elohim. He was a faithful witness of Elohim. He scrolled with the Malak. He scrolled with the Malak. He was Barak with the blessing. But he see here, then he forsook Elohim, which made him, which formed him as a nation. Because he's not just talking about Father Ya'aquabah. And lightly esteemed the rock. And lightly esteemed, look, then he forsook Elohim, which made him, and lightly esteemed the rock of his salvation. Who lightly esteems the rock of their salvation? They provoke him to jealousy with strange Elohim. With abominations provoke they him to anger. The people that's a part of the people that would say that they that lead into captivity must also go into captivity. The people who have the hope of the saints, they sacrifice unto devils, unto Hashatan, not to Elohim. They sacrifice to the accuser of their brethren, not to Elohim, to Elohims whom they knew not, to new Elohim that came newly up, whom your fathers feared not. Your fathers did not fear Cesare Borgia and them images painted on them glass stained pictures and all that. They did not even fear your religion that a lot of people is following. Of the rock that begot thee, of the Abana that begot thee, thou art unmindful, and hast forgotten Shachach Elohim that formed thee. And when Yahweh saw it, he abhorred them because of the provoking of his Banayam and of his I think it's I forgot how you say sisters. And he said, I will hide my face from them, and I will see what their end shall be. So Yahushua said, this is a prophecy. He said he's going to hide his face from Yasharal, and he's going to see what their end shall be. His eyes will behold what their end is going to be. For they are a very forward generation. Banayam, in whom is no faith. He said, O ye generation of vipers, they have moved me to jealousy, which is not Elohim. They have provoked me to anger with their vanities, and I will move them to jealousy with those which are not a people. They have provoked me to anger with their vanities, and I will move them to jealousy. And I will move them to jealousy with those which are not a people. Did not the apostle Shawal quote this? I will provoke them to anger with a foolish nation. There's a stronger word to give implication of this. For a fire, the Apostle Shawal said that Alahayim said that he will provoke us to jealousy, to anger with a foolish nation. For a fire is kindled in mine anger and shall burn unto the lowest hell. Fire and will burn to the lowest hell. He shall consume the Arats with her increase and set on fire the foundations of the mountains. And I will heap mischiefs upon them. I will spin mine arrows upon them. They shall be burnt with hunger and devoured with burning heat and with bitter destruction. I will also send the teeth of beasts upon them, with the poison of serpents of the dust, the sword without, war without, and terror within shall destroy both the young man and the virgin. What did the prophet Jeremiah will speak? The suckling also, and the man of gray hairs, the gadol, the old man with gray hairs, the elders, the watchmen. I said, I will scatter them into corners. I said. Is Alahayim a liar, or the person that say he didn't say it? I said I will scatter them into corners. I will make the remembrance of them to cease from among men. I will make the remembrance of them to cease from among men. Who are you, Negro? Were it not that I feared the wrath of the enemy, were it not that I feared the wrath of the enemy, lest their adversaries should behave themselves strangely, and lest they should say, our hand is high, and Alahayim have not done all this. This is why he had it written. This is why this latter day prophecy was revealed to Masha. For they are a nation void of counsel. He talking about the Gawayan and Yasharal because they lost their memory, but he talking to them. He said, I would. That's why he gave this prophecy to Masha for Yasharal. Lest they say that they did it all by their own hand, and Alahayim and Allah have not said it. He have not done it, all of this. Lest they who is the axe boast against him that swang the axe. For they are a nation void of counsel. Neither is there any understanding in them. They don't have no righteous understanding. Oh, that they were wise, that they understood this, that they would consider the latter end, the latter days. Look at this, Mashbaka, Acharayath, Hayawam, the latter days, but they can't see it. It's right here in the prophets. How could one chase 1,000? Listen at what Alahayim say. How could one chase 1,000? How can one European man chase 1,000 Negroes and they all run? How could one chase 1,000 Negroes who's stronger than them and they run away? And two, put 10,000 to flight. And two, put 10,000 to high sprints. Except their rock had sold them, except their rock had sold them. Except their rock had sold them. Who is the rock? Yahweh Shai. Why did he sell us? Because we didn't want him to be our maker. We didn't want him to be our savior. So many of us who rejected him, we didn't want him to be our king. We had handed him over to be crucified. If you kill your leadership, then the wolves come in. So many boasters say, well, that's not righteous. Is it righteous for the king that his subjects put him to death and reject his rulership and slay all the people who still want to keep his rule as the new rebels? And Yahweh have shut them up. For their rock is not our rock. See? The nation's rock is not your rock. Even our enemies themselves being judges. Look. For their vine is of the vine of Idama. What did he call Yahshua in the latter day? Because they rejected their Messiah, rejected their Alahayim, rejected their power. What would happen if Spain reject their government? What would happen if they reject their king? What happened when if Kush rejected their president? What happened if Kush and all of their people that was still love the president that's of the modern day that love him right now? What would happen if Kush said, I reject him, I accept the president that want to slave me? What would happen to them? So look at this. It will fall. That's right. A kingdom divided against itself will not stand. This is knowledge. This is truth. Their grapes are grapes of gall. Their clusters are bitter. Their wine is the poison of dragons. He said their fruits are cruel. They got evil fruit. And the cruel venom of Asap. It's not this laid up in store with me and sealed up among my treasures. Yahweh Shai bore the same blood. So was his blood filthy? Or was it their transgression? Was it they had blood guiltiness? To me belongeth vengeance. Allahayim say, to me belong vengeance and recompense, because we gonna run 1,000 from one. And two gonna chase 10,000. To me belongeth vengeance, saith Yahweh Allahayim. This is your judgment, Yasharal, and their foot shall slide in due time. Look, for the things that shall come upon them, make haste. This is why Yahweh Shai told that sister, that mother. He said, weep not for me, weep for your children and for your children's children. For if they do this when the wood is brown, is green, what will they do when it is brown and withering? For Yahweh shall judge his people and repent himself for his servants. That word there and Abar is slaves, and it's not the same as American slaves. It is not the same as Caribbean slave. It is not the same. Or else we'll be having this conversation over there. When he seeth their power is gone, and repent himself for his abad, for his slaves, for his abid, for Yahweh's abid, whom he sold. When he seeth their power is gone, and there is none shut up or left. And he shall say, Where is their Elohim, their rock in whom they trusted, which did eat the fat of their sacrifices and drank the wine of their drink offerings? Let them rise up and help you. See, many is rejecting the true Hamashiach who came in real flesh. He did not. Anyone that teaches that Hamashiach did not come in the Rawak is of that Antichrist. Did Hamashiach come to abolish Elohim? Did he come to abolish his father? Did he come to abolish truth? Did he come to abolish you being at peace in your land? Or did we reject Hamashiach as a nation? And there is no Elohim with me. I kill and I make alive, saith Yahweh. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. For I lift up my hand to Shemayim. Can you defeat Elohim Yasharal? How strong is you supposed to be? If I wet my glittering sword, if somebody murdered your son and rejected him, what would you do? If one of y'all children went and died for people and they turned around and spat in his face, if he came to be the sacrifice for them and they the one spat in his face, rejected him, had him hung up on the tree by the sword, which is the other nations, and then turn around after they do that, after he on the tree, and say, forgive them, Abba Nawa, forgive them, Abba, for they know not what they do, and still turn around and wave their head at him and say, he saved others, why don't he take himself down off of the lynching tree? What would you do if they reject your son's love? If they reject his last will and testament for them, their father forgive them for they know not what they do? Wouldn't you do something dramatic to them? Wouldn't you throw them out your house? If they slayed the chief of the divine council, wouldn't you kick them out of their positions of power? And that with the blood of the slain and the captives, I will make mine arrows drunk with blood, and my sword shall devour flesh, the words of his mouth. And that with the blood of the slain, with the blood of the slain and of the captives, from the beginning of revenges upon the enemy. Now listen to this. Rejoice ye, O nations, with his people, for he will avenge the blood of his slaves. I will render vengeance on his adversaries, those who led his slaves into captivity. Rejoice ye, O nations, with his isle, with his people, for he will avenge the blood of his servants, and will render vengeance in his vengeance to his adversaries, and will be merciful unto his land and to his people. And Masha came and spake all the words of this song in the ears of the isle, in the ears of the people. And Habashai, the son of Nun, and Masha made an end of the speaking of all these words to all Yasharal. And he said unto them, set your heart, last will and testament, set your hearts and all the words which I testify among you this day, which ye shall command your children to observe to do. All the words of this Torah, for it is not a vain thing for you, because it is your life. Your life is dependent upon it. And though this thing ye shall prolong your days, and through this thing you shall prolong your days in the land, whether ye go over your Yarden to possess it. If you do this, you'll stay in the land a long time. You'll prolong your days in there. And Yahweh spake unto Moshe that self same day, saying, Get you up into the mountain Abarim, unto Mount Nebo, which is in the land of Moab. This is over against Jericho, and behold, the land of Canaan, which I give unto the children of Yasharal for a possession, and die in the mount whither thou goest up, and be gathered unto thy people, as Aharon thy brother died in Mount Hor, and was gathered up unto his people, buried where his people is buried at, because ye trespassed against me, and so he couldn't even stay in the land. He couldn't even go in there. Benai Yasharal at the waters of Meribah, Kadesh, in the wilderness of Zin, because ye sanctified me not in the midst of the Benai Yasharal. Yet thou shalt see the land before thee, but thou shalt not go thither unto the land which I give thee, the children of Yasharal. But Hamashiach said that he gonna be there when he returned. And what did he say? What is the hope of the saint, the set apart people? What is their hope? Amen. Now I'm gonna play this sister one more time, Yahweh willing. But I got one more thing to show you. The creation of Florida. Mashpaka. One more thing to show you. All right, so I'm coming right back, and let me talk to you for a few minutes. Shalom. So is there anything anybody got out of the message today before I read a little bit of this or what I'm gonna read? Did anybody get anything out of it? Or maybe I should let the Gullah Geechee finish what they were saying. So hold on, Mashpaka, as I let the Gullah Geechee people finish what they were saying.
And the ugly, we could put it all in the music. And it was like almost releasing some of the pressure of slavery itself.
But sometimes, most times their songs were used, coded message songs. In the spirituals, spirituals were generally about characters or events in the Bible. And when they would sing songs, sometimes there would be words that would be used that the enslavers did not know. Mary had a baby, Lord. Mary had a baby, my Lord. Mary had a baby, Lord. The people keep a-coming, but the train done gone. Train done gone was a code used for the Underground Railroad, that system of secret escape routes leading from slavery in the South. When that song would be sung, it would be to inform others that the escape opportunity that had been planned had been aborted. The people keep a-coming, but the train done gone.
It's wonderful that each generation creates something new, but everything has to have a root, and Gullah music is that tap root. And so you always want kids to know the beginning, and that from that you take that, and just like a tree starts out with a seed, And a seed grows into a tree, and the tree eventually blossoms and brings forth fruit. We want them to continue to bring forth fruit, but if you do not have the roots, then eventually it dies out.
So Shalom Mashpaka, I remember to drop the invite for you before I get off of here, to give anybody the opportunity to come up and give any commentary or speak on the things that you have heard today. And if there's any that'll be willing to come and share what they have heard and spoken on here today, you have the opportunity to make up your mind, Mashpaka. And I'm gonna give a salute to the family that came today. True Self K, Free DRC CD. Shalom to you again, Mashpaka. A heart tried in fire. Shalom to you, Mashpaka. Aman. I'm grateful that y'all came out today. And shalom, Sister Professor Lovely Lady. Sister showed up today, and she showed out today, Mashpaka. And Sister Privacy, with her blessing self. Shalom to you, sister. Thank you for coming. Blessings on you. Shalom. Moshe, the commentator. Blessings on you, brother. I am glad that you came today, brother. I hope that you're having a good day at work. Family, keep Brother Moshe in prayer, and all of the Mashpaka that's at work today. I think Sister Professor Lovely Lady, she at work today. My wife is at work today as well. And just keep the family in prayer as they out and about doing things for Yahweh's will. And Shalom again, Mother April Shower, Amah April Showers. Aman. Amah April Showers done showed up today and showed out too. And Shalom, Sister Naomi. Aman. Blessings on you, sister. It's good to see you here today. And if that'll be all, I'm going to say this to you, family. What Pastor Kelly say. I can only remember the word now. I can remember the word that Pastor Kelly say. When I get done with this, I want y'all to check out the video of Pastor Kelly. I'm just going to ask you two things today to do today. Two things to do. All right, there go Brother Moshe. All right, shalom to you. It's two things I'm only asking y'all to do today. Is like the video. And when you get done watching this video, if you have time, listen to other people in the family video. There's only two things, too. All right, go ahead.
Shalom and big salute, Akyaquaba. Like I caught the live stream in the middle. Like I said, I was busy. Yeah, I'm off. By the way, I don't go back to work till tomorrow, but and I hate when them off days go by fast. But you know what? I noticed the off days go by fast, just like the work weeks. I mean, it just seems like the year started. Before you know, we're gonna be in 2025. Y'all willing? The year's going by fast, and so much stuff going on. Just like with the war with Iran and Israel. You know, like I said. In that little strip of land, none of them belong in there because that's our ancestral land. So, and you wonder why that land always have conflict, because the word says when the people be restored in the land, it's going to be peace on earth. And there's no peace on earth. It's chaos. It is straight up chaos. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Big salute, Yaquaba. Keep doing what you're doing, Op. You know, may your channel grow in Yahshua's name, you know. That's right. Support the saints, you know. I mean, it's community. I mean, it's so much stuff going on. I mean, it's a madhouse, you know, on this internet street, you know, with straightway and all that. You know, I've been touching base on that, but like I've been just staying out of that, you know, and just be laying low. You know, just taking it day by day. That's the best thing I could do. And that's the advice I could give to anyone, you know. Put the most high first, you know, do it to the best of your ability. Because we all on an individual journey. It's an individual walk. We're on an individual journey. Life is a journey itself. It's not a race. It's a marathon. And a lot of us, we get too caught up in that, you know, we're thinking it's a race, but it's a marathon. It's a journey. And everybody's journey is going to begin and ends differently. That's the way I see it. But yeah, I pray all is well with everybody in the chat room. Appreciate everybody for showing up, supporting Brother Yaquaba.
Oh,
Yeah.
man. Good to see you today, brother. I'm glad
All
that you
praises.
came.
Yeah.
Man, I've been waiting on the time. And sister Professor Lovely Lady, Val, she said that she had spoke to y'all, and if you need her to help you with that, just try to reach back out to her again in her Facebook. Yes, Valentina, when she's off from work. Yeah. Oh, okay. And I'll let her know that you had spoke to her. If y'all got each other information, you know, I let Val deal with the women, you know, and she know that privacy. She know that we can write each other, but I like to let her be aware, you know, so that people that's on the outside looking in won't have nothing to say. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead, brother, because
Yeah.
our sisters they being very honorable, you know. Not
Right.
one of them tried me, you
Mm-hmm.
know. They honorable sisters. Go
All
ahead, brother.
praises. Yeah, just like yeah, they are prayer warriors as well. The daughters of Zion is the prayer warriors of the nation. Like when I think about all the battles the ancient Israelites fought, like when you read the book of Joshua, Numbers, you know, when they went to war, don't you think the women they was praying for their men to come back from battle? They was the prayer warriors, you know, when they had to go out there and conquer Canaan, the land of Canaan. You know, when the Most High gave instructions, they have to go to battle and take on them 7 abominable nations. You know, they had to gird up their loins. What the women was doing, they was praying for the safety of their men, their husbands, their uncles, their sons, cousins, you know, male cousins, you know, to come back from battle. They're the prayer warriors. You know, why they went out there and defend the nation, the men. You know, and when I think about the sisters being our prayer warriors, they like on the front lines in the spiritual war, in the spiritual realm, you know, because they are
Mm-hmm.
most sensitive to the spirit, you know, and that's why they
Like
could
the
sense things before we
uh
could sense it as men.
like them spiritual they like they spiritual marines.
Right. Yeah. They're on the front lines in the spiritual realm. That goes for the left hand and right hand side, because, you know, like even when they dabble into the darkness, you know, the witchcraft, you know, you got a lot of women witches than all male witches, you know. But that's another topic for another story. But I don't want to bring all that up in there. But anyway, good live stream. You know, y'all support Brother Yaquaba, you know. Keep doing what you're doing up. Like I said, man, I mean, it's about 76 degrees out here. Sun, it's a beautiful day down here in Louisiana. All praise to the Most High. You know? He graces with a beautiful
Man.
day out here with the weather.
I don't think I got to that part, brother. Because you know, the first slaves that was in Florida, they was brought to Louisiana. Yeah. That was
Wow.
a yeah.
Yeah. We
And that was
got
in
a
the
big history
15
with that.
mm-hmm. In the
There's a lot of
1500s,
history.
like they was talking about bringing them from Africa. But the first ones they took was the ones that was deep up in Europe, like they was the royals over there.
Oh, okay.
Then they took the what they call the laymen. They took the laymen, you know, and that's what we was reading today about the Sephardim, you know, the Judeans.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so you.
because it's a lot of
Mhm.
history. I mean, like New Orleans, the city of New Orleans was like one of the biggest port cities. Like when in the founding of this country, yeah, New Orleans was a port city, like in the 1700s and all that. Yeah, you know, until this day, it's still one of them big port cities. But you know, you could visit the city, but I won't advise nobody to live there. You know, you gotta know what you're doing out there. If you get lost, they might not hear from you again. But that's in a lot of
Right.
big cities, though. You know, it ain't just New Orleans. There's a lot of big cities. You know, even like in these foreign countries. But yeah, when you were showing that lady about she was singing them Negro spirituals. Do you know I had an uncle? He used to sing these old Negro spirituals. He passed away. His name was Joan. My Uncle Joan, rest in peace. That was one of my favorite uncles. You know, I mentioned him a couple of times on my live stream. You know, he got me into the Western movies, like the cowboy movies, Clint Eastwood movies. My Uncle John, yeah, but
Oh yeah.
yeah,
My
you know, I used
granddaddy
to
was
bring him to
into
the
that.
store. I used to bring him to the store. Like he didn't like going to the big box retail store. He liked going to them grocery stores, like them associate grocery stores that's locally owned. And I used to ask him, I said, why you don't want to go to Walmart, Uncle Joe? Boy, because they don't bag your groceries for you. And I understand now because he don't want to deal with all that riffraff. He was old school, you know. Yeah.
And family, Sister Naomi said shalom to the family.
Shalom, Koti Naomi. Shalom to everybody in the chat that I missed, you know. Because
Yeah,
like I said, I
especially.
can't midstream.
Yeah, and Monster. I didn't see him today. I think Monster got stuff he dealing with because I went on his live and it looked like he was mourning.
Yeah,
So the family, let's keep Monster
that's
in
right.
prayer.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna keep all of the family in prayer.
Yeah, a lot of saints going through it, you know, especially around this time of the year. I mean, it's just, you know, that's one thing about the enemy. He never stopped. He on his job. He trying to bring the saints down, but in the end, he lose though because Yahshua already claimed the victory 2,000 years ago when he laid down his life on a tree. You know?
And the other day, I forgot to give Sister Malaka her proper salute, and I just want to say shalom to Sister Malaka.
Mm-hmm.
She always come through for the family whenever we need her to come over and participate. She's always trying to be, into like helping the family, and it's so many of the family that come in from at their own different times until it's kind of like hard. We miss some of them by name, and if I miss y'all family, just I got one peanut back there. Tell them, brother Moshe, I ain't
Mm-hmm.
got but one peanut. It ain't but one. I only can get slapped in it by one of y'all at a time. So just have mercy on me, huh?
Mm-hmm.
And I want to say shalom again to brother Kate Judah. I know, but that's my brother, and I love him too, brother. I love all y'all. And I got to go because Val
All right.
calling. I'm going to let you talk for a little bit longer, brother, while I'm talking to her.
Yeah, Shalom, be Sparrow to talk. Welcome to the stream. But yeah, like I said, I just came on a panel for a few, you know. But yeah, I hope all is well with y'all. Mm-hmm. Like I say, just stay prayed up, saints, you know. Just stay prayed up. And just take it one day at a time, you know. Take it one day at a time on this journey we call life. You know, like I say, everybody has a different story, you know, and you gotta look at it like this. Wherever you're at on your story all life, it's temporary, it's not, you know, because we let the enemy come with these negative thoughts, say, oh, you may be going through this right now, but it's just temporary, you know. You probably lost your job, you probably got dealing with a breakup, you know, you probably getting one of your utilities cut off, but it's just a temporary trial. You know, it's just a temporary trial. And sometimes we let, things, I want to say this, you know, we let these trials think it's gonna be all that be all, and that's the lie from the enemy. Because Yah could do all things. You know, they had this big consecrate. I ain't gonna mention his name. He was a big consecrate. He was talking about, well, the Most High can't do everything. That's a lie. He could do all things. He could do all things. If he couldn't do all things, we wouldn't be here till this day. You know, if he couldn't do all things, he wouldn't allow his son to lay down his life on Mount Calvary. You know, so think about that. Yeah, you know, because without Yah and Yahshua, we can't do nothing. Without the grace of Yahshua, we won't be breathing till this day. You know, something to think on. Yeah, so I just wanted to put that out there, you know, on the airwaves. Yeah. But yeah, you know, shalom to all the saints, you know. Shalom to all the brothers and sisters that's just striving and thriving, you know. Because this ain't an easy walk. Life itself ain't easy. But we built to last, Zion. We built to last. Real talk, we built to last. You know, we built to last. And like going back to those Negro spirituals, yeah, you know, that goes deep because our ancestors been singing that since slavery. You know, those Negro spirituals, what they were singing about, they were singing about Zion, the Holy Land, you know, wanting to go back to the Holy Land. So that's clues. I mean, this breadcrumbs leave everywhere and clues, but the majority of our people today, they still don't want to hearken. And I understand, like our people that's lost in the world that don't want to come into this knowledge because they see it's got a bad name, like with the camps and all the drama that's going on in the Israelite community. And I don't blame them. To be honest, I don't blame them, you know. But I don't judge them either, you know, because everybody got a appointed time to wake up, you know. You know, once upon a time, be like, oh man, y'all, you know, y'all need to come in the truth, man. You know, I know they got bad rap. No, but everybody have an appointed waking time, and it's not for everybody, you know. But I just pray that they wake up, though, you know. And the best bet I tell a newly awakened Israelite is just to build that relationship with Yah and Yahshua on your own, you know, and then pray to be around like-minded people, you know, because you don't want to get caught up and be swindled and joining these cults like what's going on over there in Tennessee at Scam Week. You know, those brothers and sisters, man, but they sign up for that. They all adults. Ain't nobody putting a gun in their head to tell somebody to join no cult called Scam Week, Slave Week, because they're working on people like slaves. You know, I'm just keeping it a buck, you know. You know, it ain't nothing wrong galvanizing as a nation, but you gotta do it with like-minded people and gotta be led by the spirit of Yah. You know, gotta be led by the Holy Spirit, the Ruach HaKodesh, for real, for real. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Straight up. That's right. Without him, I am nothing. Mm-hmm. That's right, Sister Professor, lovely lady. That's right. Without Yah, we ain't nothing. For real, for real. Mm-hmm. But you see, you got a lot of people in the world. They arrogant. They think they could do things. They want to plan. That I'm planning for the next 5 years, but tomorrow ain't even a promise to none of us. Tomorrow not even a promise to none of us. Straight up. You know. And that's what our people need to understand. Well, people in general, you know. That's why I couldn't stand, like in school, they used to ask that, where you see yourself in 5? I don't like when people ask me that. That's bull crap. Because like I say, the next few seconds ain't promised. So where you see yourself in 5 years? Where you see yourself in 10 years, you know? And we don't even know if America gonna still be standing in 10 years. You know, the next 20, because look what's going on. This is a whole wild ride, this whole decade. You know, we don't know how this is gonna be around 2030. Y'all willing if we all still here, but hopefully in the next 20, 30, 50 years or whatever, we be in the kingdom, y'all willing, because this place is wicked. I mean, it's like the value of life in this Western society is decadent. It's decadent, it's decaying. The morality is decaying. I mean, morality is a death sentence in America. I mean, if you want to, you know, come with the mindset of being with morals, it's like things ain't like it used to be, you know. And social media is making it way worse. You know, look what's going on with these. Men want to follow the women now with the soft guy era. That's some bull crap. You know, ain't no man supposed to be calling them soft. What the hell? Our ancestors wasn't calling themselves soft. They was mighty men. When you read about the mighty men of David in the scriptures, the mighty men of David, that wasn't no soft guys. That was men of valor. They was out there fighting all kind of beasts and enemies of Israel. You know, they ain't had time to be trying to look all pretty and all that. No, they was men of valor. They was rugged. They was out there in the field. They was slaying the beasts in the field. They was defending the kingdom of Israel from the enemies of Israel through the power of the Most High Yah. Hallelujah. You know, they wasn't calling themselves all soft and all that. That's bull crap. You know, bunch of bull crap. Like I say, a lot of these social media influencers, they are agents of the devil. They are bad news. And our people need to wake up and stop taking advice from these losers, because that's what they is. They are losers because they father the devil, the ultimate loser, the eternal loser. Hashatan, the devil, the eternal loser. Shucks. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, and sometimes it's good to detox from social media. I'm speaking to like the public, I'm speaking to in general, especially to the younger people, especially to the young. I'm talking about the people like in their teens and 20s. Get off of that Facebook, Instagram, go in the park, go in nature. Leave your phone in the car, or you could keep your phone on you, but just keep it on side or whatever, and just get out there in nature. Just go for a walk in nature. Because you see, like back coming up, they used to make us play outside in the 90s. When we was children, we had no choice but to play outside. They made us go outside. Like when the adults was having a serious discussion, they told the children to just go out there and play. Don't you dare come in that house until we tell you to come back in the house. All you had to go to the bathroom, they make sure you go in that bathroom and go right back outside. They wasn't playing with us like that. Now these days, these children, they ear hustle in adult conversation. They be ear hustling. I be like, they need to stay in their child's place. And you wonder why society's messed up. The modern children want to grow up too fast. They don't want to enjoy their childhood like we did in the 80s and 90s. Straight up. I tell you, it's the times we live in, the signs of the times, Mr. Peacock, the signs of the time. Yes, indeed. It's wicked and getting worse as the time passes. Shaking my head. That's right. Yep. And when I was thinking about like what New Breed doing, getting the land in North Carolina, that's a good idea. What most people need to do, like buy land and get these little small houses, these little mini homes, because the housing market is a deception. You see, this place is wicked. Ain't no house should be costing no $130,000, $300,000, $500,000. When I think about when our ancestors built their homes in the ancient land of Israel, they wasn't paying no property taxes. They had the land. That land was for their family. Like they passed the land on. Say like if you own a home back in the ancient world, you pass that home on to your children or your next of kin. But you see, in this wicked society, if you pay your house out and you don't pay that property tax, somebody could pay on your property taxes and take your house from you. This is a wicked system. Woe unto the wicked. Straight up. It's a wicked system. Straight up. For real, for real. What kind of crap is that? You pay your stuff off and you pay your mortgage off and you still got to pay some property tax, even if you own the land. This place got to go. You really don't own nothing in this damn society. Even with your car, you pay your car notes off, you still got to renew the license like every year or 2 years, something like that. Renew the registrations, the inspection stickers. I do mine every 2 years, by the way. You could do it like every year. I do mine every 2 years for the inspection sticker. They just come up with all these laws just to get money. I call it financial oppression. Just like inflation, that's financial oppression. Inflation. Raise the daggone pay up. If y'all want to raise the prices of everything, y'all need to raise the price of minimum wage. I think they need to come with some type of agreement that minimum wage should be at least, in some states, at least $18 an hour in some states, even if you're making $20 an hour in some states, that still ain't enough. If you're making $20 an hour in California or New York, you still poor. Hell, if you're making $100K a year in New York or California, you still poor. What kind of crap is that? You got to work 2 jobs to survive in California or New York, man. To hell with that. Y'all can have those decaying states because they 2 blue states and they the seat of wickedness. California is the seat of wickedness on the West Coast, and New York is the seat of wickedness on the East Coast or the North. Real talk. That's crazy. You got a lot of people leaving them states. They coming down south. That's where the majority of our people, they need to come back home, come down south. But you see, if they make a mass exodus like that, that's just gonna make stuff go up in those cities. Because look what's going on in the neighboring states around California. Like Arizona and Nevada. It was cheap for rent. Now, ever since the Californians moving to Arizona and Nevada and Oregon, the rent going up, the housing market going, because all them Californian people leaving California. So you see. Yeah. Yeah, but I know I'm just rambling on. That's how I get down. I'm a ramble man. Yeah, I don't mind. It is what it is. Yeah, for real, for real. But yeah, because I think about it was, and when I think about it, probably was always like that in Cali. Because I had a couple of uncles. Well, one of them he moved from Cali, but I think I still got an uncle. He lived out there. They always had two jobs, even when I was a child. When they was out there living in California, they always had to work two jobs. What kind of stuff is that? Just to make it? That's too much. Real talk. Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm. But yeah, excuse me. Take a drink of water there. I'm not on Facebook. I don't blame. Yeah, Facebook. I call it fake book. I mean, this Facebook got so much demonic, especially at night. It get demonic at night. Facebook. They be having people posting filth on. I'm gonna say filth. Y'all know what I mean by filth. Adult content. Adult content. I mean, they be posting filth on there, man. I mean, they just posting all kind of memes. And don't get me started on these skits. You got these men be doing skits with these women, having these women dressing provocative. I mean, they know what they doing because they know the simps gonna watch, man. That's why I say simps are the few of these skits power, man, doing these stupid skits. When you got people getting bombed in the world, you got children starving out here, but people want to watch people doing these stupid skits. You got children starving, you got people dying of cancer. They got the cure for all these diseases, but big pharma don't want to cure people. They want to keep people sick. But you got people you got a lot of brothers and sisters doing good content, trying to spread awareness, trying to wake up people, but people want to watch these stupid skits. And I know some of these skits be funny, like they had this brother doing skits with his rock wallers, teasing the dog. You don't tease no damn dog. Man, that stupid Negro, he gonna make the dog growl. I know the dog, he was playing with the dog, but you don't tease no dog because, and I put in the comment section, I say all it takes is one time for that dog to bite him, and it's over. Just to get clicks and views. I tell you, man, the world is the way people act in the world. They will exploit their own pets. That's what I see when they doing them skits with their animals or pets. They exploiting animals, man. Them animals don't want to be bothered with, man. Leave them animals alone. I understand that's your pet, man, but don't make a celebrity out your pet. People, you see, people so desperate for clicks and views, they don't even want to work. They want to be a social media star, so they'll use anything. They'll use their own children. If they're going to use their own animals, like pets, they'll use their own children. Do like little skits with their children, like they could be a toddler or infant, just to get clicks and views. I tell you, society is going to crap in a handbasket. And I say it and I meant it. Society is going to crap in a handbasket. For real, for real. But yeah, like I said, ain't nothing wrong watching some of these skits, but some of them, just like them prank skits, ooh, they get on my nerve, them prank skits. When they be going in the hood, messing with people in the hood, man, them jakes got a right to stomp the hell out of these buffoons. You don't go in no hood and buy. It's bad enough our people on edge already going through so much stuff, the downtrodden. And you got these stupid kids or these young men, these heathens, going in the damn hoods, praying pranks on brothers or sisters hood. And they got a right to get their behinds whipped. Straight up,
Hey,
but they be on camera.
hey,
What's
brother.
up? Mm-hmm.
Let me sister Professor Lovely Lady. I'm sorry, bro. Professor Lovely Lady. Valentina said that how do you want to contact her? She said, do you have an email address or anything where she could contact you? And that's it. Brother Moshe,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be on here for like at least 5 more minutes because I got the rest. I'm starting to hurt, but
Go
I'm gonna
rest,
be on
brother.
here
Yeah,
for
because I'm
like
about to get off. I gotta go take care of something myself. Yeah, I'm probably gonna take me a little
okay,
nap too to recharge.
yeah.
Yeah, I gotta go clean up too. Yeah, so thank you for having me on the panel, bro. Mm-hmm.
I want to say shalom to the family, and hold on, I'm gonna let Val get on here.
Okay, hey, Professor Lovely Lady, and everybody that's in the live. I want to say this real quick because my feet is hurt. My feet is hurting. So I'm just getting home from work, so I wanted to go ahead and say this. You can reach um what's your cash app? You got your cash app information.
It's not. It ain't.
Your cash app is not working. Okay, so the cash app that you see, if you want to inbox me, because if I put it on here, somebody else may try to do something to it. So I would appreciate if you could inbox me on Valentina Kennedy on Facebook Messenger. If you have a Facebook or an email, you can leave your email in the comments and then I can email you. Can you all hear me?
Crystal clear.
Okay. I'm just making sure you guys can hear me. So, you can do that, Professor Lovely Lady.
You wrote it.
Okay. Oh, okay. I see what she wrote. Okay. Or if you have an Instagram, my Instagram is Kennedy Valentina, like Kennedy, and then you put Valentina Kennedy. And my email, you could email me at valentinakennedy81 at gmail.com. Valentina Kennedy, VALENTINA KENNEDY 81
Hey, sister, you can speak.
Huh? Hey, Sister Naomi.
Just move the screen.
Okay. So just email me. Yeah, you could just email me, sis. You said private AC in here? Oh, hey, private AC.
And there's some new people in there too.
Some new people.
Go to the top.
Okay, I got to hurry up and get off here because I'm hungry. Hey, oh, Heartfelt is in here. A heart tired and fire. Okay. Oh, private C. You say private AC. Sound like you talking about an AC that's in the wall or something,
Yeah, private.
or on the wall. Where's Sister Malaka? She here there? No.
I don't know. She might be. She not talking.
Where's Sister Malaka at today? True Self. Okay. Hey, True Self. Okay, I got to get off here. Come on.
Okay, just leave it out with prayer. Just say Shalom. I'm gonna let you do it today. Say Shalom and Moshe on there too. He right beside you.
Oh, Moshe is. I don't know nothing about YouTube.
Just say Shalom.
I'm a
Yeah, it's
broadcaster
me,
only on
Ogden.
Facebook and Instagram.
Just tell him Shalom.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
me out there.
Shalom, Moshe.
Shalom, Sister Valentina. Salutation to you. Mostly the commentator. Yeah, that's me.
I'm like, I don't even know nothing about this. I'm lost in the sauce.
Now take the mouse and tap on new comments at the bottom.
Come show me. I don't even know how to do it.
I want you to do it.
Oh my God. You set me up for failure. Okay.
New comments.
Where?
It's at the bottom of the thing.
This one?
No, other side.
Okay.
Where it say new comments.
Okay, new comments. Valentina Kennedy 81 at Gmail. Yes, that's it. Valentina Kennedy 81 at gmail.com. I'm not hoping, I'm not thinking about if nothing happened to you or something, and I don't know how to run this platform. I'm I'm not a YouTuber. I'm a Facebook broadcaster and Instagram, so I don't know anything about YouTube. So
I told Private C thank you already because that really blessed me. I was happy all that day.
aw,
Yeah.
that's good. Is you ready? Come take
No,
I
I
don't.
want you to end it.
No, babe, I'm shot here.
Just say Shalom.
Here. You know, I don't know.
Copy after me.
You said no. I already talked to them before. I don't like.
All right.
I'm not even used to your platform. I'm used to Facebook.
Moshe,
Like I'm
Yeah.
shy, be shy on here
I
because I'm
want you to
not
get
really.
a benediction, Valentina
I
Shy.
only feel comfortable talking when you is around in here because I
Yeah,
don't know
I'm just
your
I'm
people
not
like
no
that.
big content creator. I'm just a humble brother. Ain't no big eyes around here, no
Oh
little
my
U's. I'm a public
God,
servant trying to get it right in this journey we call life,
why
taking it
you do
one
me?
day at a time.
You
You know,
always setting me up. You
yeah.
see, you had
I'm
got
just a
we did a live
country
together
brew,
one time before,
Southern
remember?
brew from the
Uh-huh.
Bayou State.
And I was comfortable
Minding my
because you was
business.
back here, but I'm like, I don't know how to do that.
But I go ahead and end it with the benediction, bro. I'm gonna do it like the like my pastor used to do it. Okay, sister says she got it, baby.
All right, they locked in. All right.
All right. Okay. Little prayers. Repeat after me, brother Moshe, and I want all of y'all to repent. Repeat, and wherever y'all at, you gotta repeat it in your head. Repeat it in your head. Little prayers,
Little prayers. All right.
little power.
Little power.
More prayer,
More prayer.
more power.
More power.
May Allah Hayim be with you all until we meet again in His will.
May
Amen.
our fire be with you all till we meet again in his will. All praise. Hallelujah.
Shalom, Mashpaka.
Shalom.